Hello everyone, and thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Stefan Seguin, sales coach and business coach. Now, the video I'm about to share with you today is significant for me. Why? Because the scenery you see behind me didn't come for free. The scenery behind me came from years of effort and work and reading the right material to get me to where I am today. Now, one of these books, actually, I need to explain, and actually, I'm going to give you a summary of this book based on my own interpretation and successes I've had throughout the years, leveraging the power of this book. Now, this book that I'm going to talk to you about today is not a book that was written yesterday. This is a book that was written back in 1988. The name of the book in question is called Spin Selling. Now, if you've never picked up a copy, I strongly recommend you do, and you leverage the teachings in there because they still hold true today. Now, the author, Neil Rackham, and his team did an outstanding amount of work. They analyzed and assessed over 35,000 calls, sales calls and communications and discussions with the top salespeople to determine what made great salespeople great and what those that didn't have as much success, what they could use in their calls in order to get much more success. So I will share with you those principles, starting with what does spin mean? What is it about, and what's the explanation? Great question. So spin stands for situation, P for problem, I for implication, and N for needs payoff. Now, these are the four types of questions that top salespeople use to guide conversations and therefore edge ever closer to getting a yes and or a close from their clients. So I will delve into what each of them mean and how to get there and what are those questions exactly to help you to move forward. So what are situation questions? Situation questions are made to gather basic information about surface level issues that the customers are facing. Now, these surface level questions are varied depending on the types of problems, depending on the type of product or solution the customer is looking for, what their problems are, including and not limited to the industry they work in, the sectors they work in, and overall what it is that they're looking for to buy. Now, the thing to remember with situation questions, there's a certain number of questions that needs to be asked. If you ask too many of those, the issue that you have is the customer soon gets bored, as these situation questions don't necessarily move the discussion forward. All they do is basically outline or highlight the current problem the customers are facing. One example of a simple question is to ask Mr. Client or Mrs. Client, let me ask you, what is your current process and why is this a challenge for you? Next in line are the problem questions. Why are problem questions important? Problem questions are what help you begin to dig into the real problems of your clients. Without problems, without deep pains, without understanding that and getting to those issues from your customer's point of view, it'll be very difficult for you to move your sales conversation forward. Now, the deeper you dig into those problems, into those pains, the deeper you can begin to understand what their issues are, where you yourself as an organization or your team can then help build a bridge to where they are today to where they want to go tomorrow. It's also a great way to disqualify a client, because if the problems they have and the pains they have cannot be resolved by the offer or solution that you put forth, it's a way for you to then tell your client that unfortunately you're not able to help. However, you may be able to refer them to a partner who may have a solution for the specific problem and pain points they have. Now, doing so also helps build loyalty. It also helps build trust, which is one of the most important things that any business can have, is trust, and customers having trust in you and your service. Next, we have implication questions. Implication questions are some of the most powerful and impactful when it comes to moving a conversation forward. Implication questions are ways for you to help a customer identify their cost to their own business, what these problems, what these pains are costing the organization, what are costing them professionally and business-wise and personally. Implication questions are questions to the effect of really getting down to the bottom line pain. What is the cost of an action? What would happen if they don't get out of the current situation? How will that impact them? How will that impact their business? How it may impact them even personally or impact their employees. So these implication questions are some of the most powerful questions you can use in the right situation, in the right circumstance, and can lead to making a customer for life. Next, we have the needs payoff questions. The needs payoff are basically showing your client, if they work with you, what they will get out of it. You remember, the intention for this conversation with the questions is always about what's in it for the client. So coming back to the needs payoff is if you present them with the problems that they have and you offer them the solution, in other words, you're bridging the gap from where they are today to where they want to be tomorrow. This bridge that you create is what will help them get to where they want to be, but they're unable to right now. So the needs payoff questions are some of the most important that you can use as you move the conversation forward and you're getting closer to a yes. Now remember, as you ask these questions, it's not about being pushy, it's not about being sleazy or salesy. This is about building genuine business relationships with your clients. As you do so, and you offer them the value they're looking for, and you make it all about them, you will see quickly that your conversations and the types of conversations you have with your customers will be very different than most other salespeople who just try to push product or service down their clients' throats. So you have a choice. Ask insightful questions, dig deep for pain and challenges, and clients will react accordingly. And slowly but surely, trust will begin to build. And as trust begins to build, you can then take that conversation to the next level. Now, closing sales is all about a well-executed strategy from the first call to the last call, from the first meeting to your last meeting. It's all about building trust, building credibility, building authority, and more importantly, understanding your client's needs, challenges, difficulties, and being able to bring solutions that address directly those problems, those challenges, and those difficulties. The better you can do that, the more likely your success rate and close rate will increase, and your clients will thank you for it. Now, I'll leave you with this. When a client is truly happy and impressed with what you have brought forward for them, the words to expect from them is thank you. Thank you for understanding me. Thank you for taking the time to dig deep, to understand my needs, understand my requirements, understand what it is that I'm trying to build, and taking the time to put a solution forward that proves to be exactly what I need and what I'm looking for. Now, if you found these tips useful, if you found these tips can help you close more, well, by all means, like and subscribe. It will really help me. It would help my channel. It will, more importantly, not help just me, but help you close more business, which is what I'm doing this for. It's all about you, to increase your sales, to increase the sales of your business, and to increase your customer loyalty and the number of clients you grow. Thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any comments, please make the comments below, and I will respond back to you. Thank you.